Welcome to Celebrity Liar. My name is Andrew Hill Newman, and the long, lovely lass on your left is Valerie Azlynn.
I'm excited to be here tonight. We have some cool guests
Yeah, we have
tonight.
some very, very cool guests. The game we play here with these cool guests is simple. Each of the cool guests are going to tell you the same story as if it happened to them. In truth, it only happened to one of them. It's going to be up to you, the audience, to decide who's the liar.
And I will be here with you in the chat room, taking your questions and comments and passing them along to our celebrities. And when you vote, I will read the results.
Yes, you will. So if you're not in the chat room yet and you're still watching on the front page of theroomlive.com, click on that bar somewhere below my knees that says chat and view larger, and it will bring you to another page with the chat room and the voting and the bigger viewing. It's great. But let's get to our celebrity guests. I am very excited about who's here in the tiny room tonight. One of them is one of the premier sportscasters in the nation. He is the host of NFL Total Access. He is also one of the stars of the now immortal Funny or Die video, Brockmire, a legend in the booth. The other guest has won back-to-back Emmy Awards for his dazzling work on Breaking Bad, which is, quite simply, one of the best shows on television. Please make the loud, welcoming noises for Rich Eisen and Bryan Cranston.
Good luck, my friend.
Good luck to you.
Yes.
Fantastic. It's Heisenberg versus Eisenberg.
You
see, because the references to the things with the who. Before the show, Bryan and Rich were off in our sumptuous soundproof booth, exchanging personal anecdotes.
Sumptuous is right.
Our producer, Robin, has titled their stories, and we've placed the pieces of paper right here in the now legendary bowl of stories. And if you guys are ready, I think we should kick this game right off. I'm going to reach deep within. I'm going to pull one out. Rich was randomly selected to go first. So we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock. And Rich, we will begin with you telling us the story that we have called Superfan.
Oh, Superfan. Well, I should be able to tell the story well since it happened to me. It's 1986. I'm a freshman in college at the University of Michigan and a New York transplant out there. And the Yankees are coming into town. And I grew up a huge Yankee fan. And my big idol is Don Mattingly, to the point where I don't want to give everything away, but his number 23 still is part of my ATM code, the other half, which will remain private here at the Room Live. But that's how big a fan I am of this guy, even to this day. Back then, I was even more out of control. And at the time, the Yankees weren't doing very well, and Don Mattingly was being criticized in the press by George Steinbrenner and his free agency years coming up, and I just knew I was the only rational fan that could try and turn this thing around. So I drove all the way from Ann Arbor to Tiger Stadium. I was going to be the first guy, the plan was to be the first guy in the stadium, the first guy belly up to the dugout, so I could tell Don Mattingly, don't go. Understand what you mean to the fan base. Just don't listen to this crazy old man who's your boss. Just listen to the fan and know how much you really mean to the fan base. And I wrote this stuff out and I practiced it behind the wheel of the car all the way from Ann Arbor to Tiger Stadium. And I was the first guy in the stadium. I was right up to the dugout. And the first guy out of the dugout was Don Mattingly. I looked him in the eye and went, Donnie! Woo! Woo! And his eyes got like that big, and he turned around, ran right back in, and thankfully he stayed, but probably not due to my convincing. That's
you're
super
wooing.
fan.
Very good. I'm with 4 seconds to spare.
Thank you.
Not only was it well told, but it's plausible. But I suppose
Barely plausible.
I understand something similar might have happened to you, Bryan.
Well, we got the salient points very close, but it was actually 1984. It was the year that I moved from Los Angeles to New York to be on a soap opera. And I felt out of place. I didn't know anybody, and I loved baseball, so I needed to adopt a player and a team to make me feel at home. And the Yankees are the best. So I am there, and Don Mattingly, 23, Donnie Baseball, his nickname, which you failed to remember. And so he's the quintessential baseball player. Great on the field, a great guy. And the Yankees were not doing well, and it was actually in New York, and the Detroit Tigers were coming to town. The Detroit Tigers later won the World Series that year in 1984. But the Yankees weren't playing well. Steinbrenner was dissing him in the papers, and there was talk about trading him to another team, and it was like, oh my God, they're putting all the blame onto him for their woes during the midseason. And I was going crazy because he represented a new home to me and a new life experience for me. So using my acting background, I said, I can convince him to disregard what the boss is telling him and just focus on baseball, because that's what you do best, Donnie Baseball. So I rehearsed it in the mirror, and I'm using my acting background, and I'm going, okay, and then when he says this, I'm going to tell him this, and he's going to respond to that because he'll see the truth in my eyes. And so I had it all set. He is in the batting practice cage, and he finishes batting practice. I'm right down on the rail by the Yankee dugout on first base line. He comes walking by, and before I can say anything, he goes, hey, how you doing? And I just went, Donnie Baseball! Donnie Baseball! Yeah! And he looked at me and goes, yeah. And he walked in, and I went, oh. And I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Wow.
That's the story.
And with the exact same 4
is
seconds
fair.
left on the clock. Well told, Bryan. I got to be honest with you. I have no idea which of them is full of it. If you do, you can go ahead and vote for who you think the liar is. And remember, they don't want to win this vote. Whoever you select as the liar is going to lose this round. They want you to believe them, and I'm kind of torn. But if you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat room, and Val will pass them along to Rich and or Bryan. I want to ask, what was the soap opera that you moved to New York to do?
Loving on ABC.
Fantastic. Was that a daytime soap or?
Loving? Really? You were too young to remember that.
No,
That was a long time ago. I was
With
23 years
grandma.
old.
It's so cute.
And you were. What was the rest of your ATM code? That was
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, Andy. I mean, you're a very persuasive man, but it's not going to happen.
Eisen 23? No.
Yeah.
Eisen 023?
Yeah, there's a
Donnie
lot of
Baseball.
23s.
Donnie Baseball.
I believe it. Val, we got any questions from the chat room?
Yes, we do. We actually have a question from Regina Phalange, and she wants to know, Rich, did you ever get to meet him again in your career?
I did actually get to meet him again.
Did you relate this story to
I
him?
did actually. This was years later when I was covering a home run derby for ESPN, and he was one of the coaches. And he basically came up to me and talked to me, and I was so stunned, and we had a real on conversation, and then I told him we had met before, and he wanted to know where, and I told him what happened. He asked me, where it was. I told him, and I said, do you remember that? And he says, no. So
Really, he didn't remember a crazy guy going, woo!
I didn't
woo!
remember that, no. And so I went back into the same crazy place again. It's sad. It's a sad tale, but it is true. The only thing
Very
missing
sad
from
tale.
your story was the
Don't
rolling
point fingers at me.
was the rolling meth lab. That's the only thing that was missing from your story.
I like that, yeah. A rolling meth lab.
You like that?
I do. I think
was
that would
practicing that the
work in
whole
that.
way here. I waited. I'm right up to the railing.
I got to be honest, I think you could have found a better place to work it in. I got call him as I see him.
Yeah, really? Okay.
I think I know who's lying, but I got to tell you, it has nothing to do with how well they delivered their story.
Okay.
If we have any more questions, we can take another question
Yes.
before I close up the vote. But if you know who's lying, go ahead and vote.
We have a question from Seventh Heaven LA. They would like to know how many, and this applies to both of you, how many Mattingly baseball cards do you have?
I don't have his rookie card, but I have 2 of his All-Star cards.
How about you, Rick?
I have his rookie card.
Oh!
And I happen to have it right. No, I don't. But I do have his rookie card.
I thought I knew who was lying, and now I'm maybe changing my. This is a really hard one because I know you're both sports fans. Like, Okay, this is who I think is lying. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to share it with the guys. We can take one more question if there is one, but if you already are set, you can go ahead and vote, but we're going to close off the voting pretty soon. This is who I think is lying. Let's see if they agree with me and if I'm right. Do we have any more questions?
We have actually what I would consider to be the most important question we've ever gotten on the show, as long as I'm here. And this is from Tam DeVan. She wants to know what kind of jeans I'm wearing, and honest to God, Rockin' Republic from Nordstrom Rack. Hello.
Liar!
What?
And Rockin' Republic or Nordstrom, if you're watching, we are looking for a sponsor.
Yes.
I like it.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and close up the voting, so our crack staff will tabulate that vote. I'm going to stick with this, and I'll tell you why later, but it does not have to do with how the story was told. Val, do we have a result?
Yes, we have a result. And dun, 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 I'm going to sing it to you. 60% think Bryan.
Wow, I got to tell you 60%. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with how you told the story, and we'll find out who was really lying in a moment. But it was merely because that kind of fervor that would render you speechless seems more like something that would belong to a lifelong fan as opposed to a recent transplant who was switching teams. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Let's find out who the real liar was. Not whose story it was, but who was lying. Will the real liar please dramatically reveal yourself by raising your hand?
Rich?
All right, so since it was Rich's story, he will get 1 point for that.
1 point.
But you told it so very well, but I just thought
Maybe I oversold it a little bit.
to get that excited about a Yankee when you've only been there 1 year.
You should have added the rolling method. There it is again. Thank you.
See, but this one was better because it's a callback.
It's a callback.
Yeah. Fantastic. The score is 1-0 right now, and they're not just playing for honor. Oh no, these celebrities are playing for $34 million, or the possibility of winning $34 million in tonight's Mega Millions drawing. And being the philanthropic celebrities that they are, I know that they are going to be donating a generous yet undisclosed percentage of their winnings to some worthy causes. Let's find out who they're playing for. Brian, which charity are you playing for?
Well, I would donate 100% of my winnings
Liar!
to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It's a great organization that helps protect children from online predators, which may be out there right now, and abducted children. They're really a terrific organization to work with.
A great cause. How about you, Rich?
I'm going to donate 101% of my winnings. Take that, Cranston, to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, just down the street.
Both worthy causes. I hope you both win money in tonight's lottery and that they both get to benefit. We're going to move on to round 2, and this time, Brian, you will be going first. We're going to get a fresh 2 minutes on the clock. And Bryan Cranston, would you please tell us the story that we call Something Wild?
I was living in New York and met some very crazy artistic friends and some good people. And we were out at my friend, I'll call him Steve because his name is Steve. And we were out drinking and eating one night, and then we went to a play, and then after the play we had more drinks at a bar, and he bumped into 2 people he knew. And being new to the city, I was just kind of tagging along, and they were very old friends, and they own an antique shop on the Upper East Side. And they said, please come back to the shop and we can sit down and have more drinks, like we needed that. And so we did. Walked into this very crowded antique shop, as they normally are, and we're moving sideways to get through the cramped aisles, and they went off to make the drinks, and there was their dog there who loved Steve. And he jumped on Steve's leg and started humping Steve vigorously. Loved this man. And wouldn't let him go. And I'm holding a drink like, wow, that's amazing. Look at that. And we sat down, and he would still hump Steve's leg. And pretty soon, Steve, being inebriated, reached down and started petting him, and the dog went right on his back, male dog. His penis was out, erect as all get out. And Steve started stroking the dog, started helping the dog out. and stroked him and stroked him and stroked him. I'm looking down, unbelievable, and he's stroking the dog and stroking the dog all the way to a happy finish. Boom, boom, boom with the dog. Shocked. Steve finishes stroking the dog, comes back and goes, "That was wild."
Wow. Wow. And with 2 seconds to spare.
2 seconds to spare.
Our first bestiality tale here on Celebrity
Was it?
Live.
Broke ground. Let it be known.
Rich, I understand something similar may have happened to you.
Well, that was a very precedent-setting story if it were only true.
Wow.
It's not true, because this story happened to me here in Los Angeles. My wife and I just moved out here in 2003 before we had kids, and we were out with a whole bunch of friends, and we're getting to meet as many people as we possibly can through these new friends. And so we're out and about, and several hours into dinner, and we're finished, these new people who we just met that night invite my wife and I, along with the rest of the group, over to their house for some after-dinner drinks. And we said we'd love to, except for the fact that we just rescued a dog, Hudson, who has appeared on the Room Live before. And my wife is totally crazy about dog rescue, and we just rescued him. And we just wanted to make sure, though, that he hadn't been let out for some time, and we had to go home to obviously let him out. And they said, well, just either let him out, or why don't you just bring him with you? We're dog-friendly people. No kidding. That's fantastic. So we go home, we grab our new dog, because we didn't want to be without him, and we go to this house. And as soon as we walk in the door, it's a beautiful, stunning house. It's white as can be, and there's white walls, white furniture. It looked like something out of Clockwork Orange, with just a dash of color here and there, without the classical music. At any rate, long story short, my dog is right there in front of everybody, and again, we're just learning our dog too. We just rescued him, and he's on his back and really enjoys the stomach rub, and he's getting rubbed and rubbed and rubbed, and somebody from the other side of the room drops a glass. He gets all freaked out, hops up, and spews out of his ass this huge black stream of stinky bile or whatever. I guess he hadn't been, his anals weren't expressed. I don't mean to get too graphic, but and we learned that that's what happens when he gets scared. He sprays all over, and he sprayed on this white suede couch, and the owner we just met, he looks at us and he goes, "That's wild."
Wow. So it's coming out of all ends of the dog here on Celebrity Live. And once again, really believable both times. I've got a couple questions. If you have questions, go ahead and type them into the chat room. Val will pass them along, but if you know who's lying, go ahead and vote. But this is going to take me some discerning.
Yeah.
I got, this has no bearing on it, but you went out with Steve and these people after you saw a play, you said.
Yes.
By any chance, do you remember what the play was?
Yes, I do. It was, I did remember.
Yeah.
It was After the Fall.
After the Fall,
After
very
the
good.
Fall.
Arthur Miller on it.
Arthur Miller.
Very good.
So it was a revival.
Yeah, and Rich, you guys were out to dinner before
Yes.
this escapade of spraying poo in the white place.
Yes.
Do you remember where you were dining?
Yes, on La Cienega, with the Spanish kitchen.
Spanish kitchen?
Yeah, Spanish
Sure.
kitchen.
Very interesting. Okay, Val, we got any questions from the chat room? Because maybe it'll help me figure out what's going on here.
We have a lot of questions from the chat room.
As a matter of fact, PETA has logged in, and they've got some questions.
And some arrest warrants. But other than that, we'll still finish the show. Tam DeVan would like to know, Rich, how much did it cost to replace the couch?
Oh, we didn't replace the couch. We had it cleaned. It was cleaned. It cost. Well, listen, the guy didn't want to have it replaced. Trust me, we begged him to just let us do whatever. But he, was kind enough to remember he invited the dog into the house. So it was about a $400 cleaning bill. He didn't get it all over the couch. It was just on a little. I know. Poor Hudson. Wow. He sprays.
I will never make a loud noise.
We all don't. We all.
I may have sprayed a little when you told your story.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you, the people with the antique shop, this was their dog?
This was their dog.
Yeah, and do you remember the dog's name by any chance? Other than Lucky?
Let's go with Lucky. No, I don't. I don't remember.
And Steve, he's a married guy, or?
He wasn't then.
He was.
He wasn't then. He is now.
Oh, fantastic.
Married to some bitch.
Everybody.
I'll lop him underhand, you knock him out.
Yeah.
Val, what else we got from our trusty chat room? Because I'm still lost here.
Wow. Okay. Boston Tracy would like to know, where did you rescue Hudson from?
Ace of Hearts Dog Rescue here in Los Angeles, California. Beverly Hills, to be exact. Normally I play for them, but
Hills dog.
Yeah, I was going to say,
right.
that is a charity
now
you have played for before.
That is right.
And Hudson sometimes come when we play poker, and I will never make a loud noise
Ever.
again
Don't.
in his presence on the chance that this story is true. I'm narrowing it down. I know who I think is lying. When you know, go ahead and vote. We'll take one more question, then we'll lock up the voting. I think this person is lying this time. I'll share it with the fellas, and then with that on there next, they can answer. Oh, we got a vote, or we got one more question?
Well, we do have another question.
Let's hear it.
If we have time for it.
Yeah.
Regina Falange would like to know, Brian.
She's very inquisitive.
Yes.
We love Regina. She's always watching.
Levi's. Is that no, is that not it?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Do you remember what kind of breed the dog was?
It was a fat little thing. I think it was like either like a bulldog or maybe a pug or something like that. It was a little fat, short, stubby-legged kind of
Did
thing.
you make up a story about a friend jerking off a pug?
What do you got against pugs?
Wow.
That's right. It's the pug that I'm offended by.
Pugs have a right to get off too, you know.
That's true.
Did they ever get together
wrong.
again, Steve and the dog, after this? It was like a one-night
Steve
thing?
and the pug dated for a while, but there was a height differential that they just couldn't get over.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close off the voting. So we'll tabulate the score and we'll let you know. We'll find out if you agree with me, because I think I know who's lying this time. But both of these stories are not only entertaining, but really disgusting.
Yeah, that's right.
What do we got, Val?
All right, so we have a tally. 71% think that Rich is the liar.
Ooh, a little bit of a bigger majority. And once again, I agree with you. We have chosen the same. Let's see if we have chosen correctly. Will the real liar please dramatically reveal yourself by raising your hand?
Nicely done.
There you go.
So disturbing.
Wow, I'm really kind of sorry that you were talking.
Wait a minute!
Lots more disturbing.
You're not supposed to turn on me.
Wow.
I was lying too.
Wow.
No, that's a true story.
Wow. Wow, I never knew Arthur Miller could have that effect on people.
Wow.
That is a reason not to drink.
Yes.
That's crazy. It's a very happy dog and a wonderful New York story, too.
I got it.
And it's wonderful for us because we have a tie game. It is 1-1, which means that it all comes down to the lightning round. The lightning round works like this. Before the show, both Rich and Brian were kind enough to send me lists of some facts and supposed facts about themselves. I've chosen some of these at random, typed them up on some cards, and they're going to take turns reading their cards to each other, and then it will be up to Brian this first round to decide whether Rich is telling the truth or telling a lie on each one. So he's going to say 5 things individually, and if you could answer, please, like lightning, because we call it the lightning round.
Whether it's true
or false, or lie, either one.
5 issues.
5.
Are you ready, Bryan
5.
Cranston?
Yes,
Ready.
Anytime?
Yes, please.
All right, here we go. When I toured the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam, I was drunk.
False.
My uncle was Blood in the band Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
False.
I have been in the cabinet room with Bill Clinton.
True.
I once hit a batting practice home run in Fenway Park.
True.
What was the noise for? I didn't try mayonnaise until age 20.
True.
All right.
Okay, we will find out how well you did, Brian, in a moment. Now it is your turn, Rich, to guess Brian's lightning round. And remember, like lightning.
Are you ready, Rich?
I am, Brian.
I once ate a cockroach on a bet.
False.
After stepping on a fragment of a bullet casing, I got blood poisoning.
True.
I once ran naked up to a drive-through window at Jack in the Box and ordered curly fries.
True.
I had a girlfriend twice my age named Moon.
True.
When my aunt turned 85, she got a tattoo on her chest.
That's false. That's got to be false.
All right, let us review. Brian said that he once ate a cockroach on a bet. Rich said that was false. Indeed, that is false. So Rich gets a point for that.
I didn't have to bet. I love cockroaches.
That's right.
He said he stepped on a fragment from a bullet casing and got blood poisoning. You said that was true. That was a big lie.
That was a lie.
That did
False.
not happen.
Wow.
He did run up naked to a drive-through window at Jack in the Box and order curly fries.
I'm destroying your whole impression of me.
So you get a point for that one. He had a girlfriend twice his age named Moon, so you get a third point for that one. And his aunt did get a tattoo on her chest
outta
at
here.
85.
Yeah. Aunt Steve.
So you got 3
I got
points
3
for
points,
that
correct.
round. You're going to need 3 to tie him and 4 to win. Let's
got
find
3,
out.
yeah. That's good.
He says when he toured the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam, he was drunk. You said it was false,
Yeah,
but no, you have
That's
that
true.
much respect
Yeah.
for the Anne Frank house.
All I'm saying is if you go to Amsterdam, don't go to the Heineken tour first.
Yeah.
Just a friendly tip.
He said his uncle was Blood in the band Blood, Sweat, and Tears. You said it was false, and it was indeed false, so you get a point for that one, Brian. He said he's been in the cabinet room with Bill Clinton. You said true. It is true. You get a point for that one.
True
you
that.
need one more to tie him.
One more to tie.
He said he hit a batting practice home run in Fenway Park. You said that was true.
Yeah, you didn't, did you?
No, he did not. So
It's
no
a short
point for
porch,
that.
though.
I know. That's why I chose Fenway.
He said he
But I got
didn't.
this one.
He said he didn't try mayonnaise until age 20. You said it was true, and it is true.
true.
So guess what? We're going to a second
Bonus
lightning round.
Bonus.
In case of just such an emergency, and because I am extremely obsessive compulsive,
more.
I prepared a second lightning round for you guys. So Brian, this time you go
I
first.
shall go first. Rich, are you ready?
Rich, like lightning, please. Like lightning.
Fantastic. I am ready, Brian.
My
Go.
mom wanted to go by the name Crystal Ball.
False.
I once had a job as a high-rise window washer.
True.
I'm colorblind.
True.
My fantasy is to own a Major League Baseball team.
False.
I successfully used a pickup line in Pig Latin.
I'll go true on that. I'll go true
All
on
right,
that.
we will find out how he did
I'm going to say
in a
true.
moment.
I'm going to say true.
Now it is up to you, Brian, to answer like
Fantastic.
lightning to these 5 of Rich's.
Here we go. I hate the taste of tequila.
False.
I cannot abide the music of Elton John.
True.
I have been to a meth lab in New Mexico.
False.
I love the smell of a Bloody Mary.
It's all about alcohol with you. True.
I must get on a plane the first possible minute after my row is called.
True.
All right, let's look at Brian's lightning round first. He said his mom wanted to go by the name of Crystal Ball. You said false, apparently.
It's true.
Get out of here! I guess it's better than crystal meth.
You believe
Yes,
that
I keep making the references.
you believe that he once had a job as a high-rise window washer, but no, he just made that up.
Oh, I am 0 for 2.
You also thought he was colorblind.
I'm 0
and,
for all?
yeah, you are. You
I
got
went
a big
0 for.
mistake.
Oh no!
Yes, he does. He does want to own a Major League Baseball team, and he did not successfully use a pickup line in Pig Latin.
Wow.
So you did get a big fat
She
goose
slapped
egg.
my face. It was. I tried. in
It
Pig
just
Latin,
goes
but it
to
didn't
show
work.
you.
So he needs only one. He
Alright,
needs only
Urambe.
one.
Urambe.
I'm
You
terrible
said you
at-
hate the taste of tequila. He said false, but that is
true.
true. So you don't get that one. You also don't get the Elton John one because he
Oh.
does like Elton John. It's I think the
Figures.
double
Yeah.
kind of thrown you in there. He said he loves the smell of a Bloody Mary. You said true, and that is false.
Hate it.
But he said he's been to a meth lab in New Mexico. You said false, and no, he has not been. So you do get that
That's
point,
it.
and you win. He also does have to get on a plane right after his row is called. You got that right too. So by a margin of 6-4, Bryan Cranston is the winner tonight
Nice
on
game.
Celebrity Liar.
Nice game, boys.
That was really close, and the first time we've had to go to the double super secret
I
tie-breaking
love
extra
it.
lightning
I
round.
never thought the fact that I've never been to a meth lab in New Mexico would come back
That
to
would
bite
trip
me.
you up.
Yeah, I never thought at some point that would come back to bite me in the ass, and yet it did right there. But
Rich, even though you play second, you're still going to get one shot at $34 million for you in the Children's Hospital. Brian, you get 5 shots at tonight's. It's actually being drawn right now as we speak. You can go home and check to see if you've won. I got to thank both of you guys for coming and playing and telling such great stories, and I had a great time. I want to thank Val Azlynn for doing a great job in the chat room.
I might be scarred for life. I love it.
I also want to thank the indefatigable Melanie Marquez for all the great work that she does for this show and for the Room Live. I want to thank Robin Roseanne, Michael Davis, Matt Edwards, and everyone else here at the Room Live who does such a great job in putting on the show every week. And if this is your first time coming to theroomlive.com, come back, not just on Tuesdays for Celebrity Liar, but on every day of the week. There is great comedy, there's great music, there's cooking shows, there's sports shows.
My wife does a show
Susie
on
Schuster
Friday
does a great
nights.
show on Fridays. Check it out.
With
Really,
Steve.
Oh, wait a minute.
some of the greatest live streaming online
sick
entertainment
bastard.
you'll find on the
Steve.
entire internet. But of all the people I want to thank, the people I want to thank the most is you for watching. I really appreciate the fact that you clicked on us, even if I can't speak. Thanks so much for coming. I hope you had a good time. Good night.
Fun stuff.